How to live a life of gratitude. Although it may not be easy to change our circumstances, we can change our thoughts. I pray that you read until the end and live with gratitude. Sometimes God allows people to suffer. God makes us rethink ourselves through suffering. In our real lives, we put all our time, effort, and energy into our own goals, but often all we get back is a feeling of frustration and anger. The pain and sadness are greater in proportion to the amount of time, material, energy, and effort I put into it. When this pain of loss comes to us, we ask ourselves the following questions. What is life? What does it mean to live? What is more precious? These questions provide an opportunity to look at the bigger world. Some people also meet God through these experiences. When we listen to the testimonies of many famous people, we see that they would not have met God if such a crisis had not come to them. So, someone says the following about his suffering. Dying from cancer, failing in business, and having plans come to naught were great blessings. As people face deep suffering, it is a precious opportunity to realize God's deep love through Jesus Christ. The same goes for people who are successful enough to be world famous. They realized that success by giving their all was not important enough to achieve it by giving their all. That is not the ultimate goal of success that people envy. You are probably familiar with the content of the famous Russian novelist Tolstoy's novel, How Much Land Does a Person Need? Pahom, a poor farmer, had always desperately wanted to have his own land. To Pahom, the large landowner promised to give all the land from the starting point to the starting point again for free from sunrise to sunset. He ran without noticing that the sun was setting, so the sun soon set. He returned to the starting point with all his might, but fell down and died on the spot. The landowner, looking at Pahom's tomb, asked, "How much land does a person need?" It was only a half-square-foot piece of land where he would be buried. Pahom lived happily in his own way, farming other people's land with his beloved wife and children. The desire to own more is what drove Pahom to death. Greed is like a double-edged sword that, if moderate, can be the driving force behind achieving what you want, but if excessive, it can actually lead to crisis. We Christians must also live faithfully and diligently in this world. However, excessive greed can drive oneself to destruction without knowing one's own limitations. We can live the happiest life when we do the best we can and feel satisfied and grateful for the results. And we are not people who live only for the sake of living in this world. People fail to think about the fact that the sun of their lives is about to set. Because people are so busy with their work and all their thoughts are focused on that work, they are unable to think about and prepare for their own death. God has made us realize that we should not live only obsessing over things that will disappear in an instant. It's good to set a purpose for something and do it with all our heart, but we have to think about what we're doing it for. Money is needed in this world. So you have to work hard and earn money. But if you only focus on money, you will end up like Farmer Pahom. Money is not our final goal. It is merely a means to cover travel expenses. We must use the material we have been given to prepare for the eternal world. We must ensure that the hard work we have done on this earth will remain forever. We must exchange things from the world that will disappear for things that will not disappear. And we must not lose sight of the clear purpose of living hard. If we live like that, we will enjoy eternal glory and reward when we stand before the Lord. It is something that cannot be compared to anything in this world. We must be grateful to our family, church members, co-workers, and everyone around us. If we want to be happy always, we must pray for that joy. The secret to changing the sorrow in the world into joy is Jesus Christ. When we think of the Lord, feel that He is always with us, and have the hope of living with Him forever, our sorrow turns into joy. Psalm 30 verse 11. You turned my wailing into dancing, you removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy. We should try to give thanks to the Lord for everything. When we have a grateful heart, we feel at ease and joy comes out. If our hearts are happy, we can overcome the difficulties of the world. We are people who use the power of the Lord to overcome the world. We are not those who rejoice in money, but those who rejoice in the Lord. Soon, when we stand before the Lord, we will leave behind everything in this world. Thus, if we have something to eat and something to wear, we must live with satisfaction and gratitude. And if we live by helping each other, loving each other, comforting each other, and being comforted, a feeling of gratitude will naturally arise within us.